Hello guys, let's solve the problem number 242, Leetcode, right? Valid anagram. What does the question say? Given two strings S and T, return true if T is an anagram of S and false otherwise. So basically, what is an anagram? Anagram is a word or a phrase formed by rearranging the letters of different word or phrase, typically using all the original letters exactly once. So basically here in the example 1, you can see the T is said to be anagram of S if every character of S is present in the T. So here see, what are the characters that are present in S? Basically A, N, G, R and M, right? So here also see A, N, G, R and M. So here also in the T we are having A, N, G, R and M. So this is said to be anagram and we are getting the output true. In the example 2 we are having R, A and T. Here A and R are present in the T, but T is not present, right? Instead of T we are having the C. So we are getting the output false. This is not anagram. And here you have to observe one more thing. Here A is present 3 times, right, in S. So A basically it is present 3 times and N is present only once and after G is present only once. Finally R is also present only once and M is also present only once. You can observe in T the count of the characters has to be same. Basically of S and T it has to be same. Here also you can see in the T we are having the count of A is 3. A, here and this one. Basically we are having the count 3, right? So also N we are having only once. The count of N is 1. G is also 1. R and M is also 1. So the count of the T, the count of the characters in the T has to be equal to the count of the characters in the S. So if these two things matches, then it is said to be anagram and we are displaying, we have to display the output true, right? The boolean value true. Else we have to display here false. So what we can do here is we can make use of the hash map, right? So all we have to do is we have to check for the character as well as its count. Both has to be equal. The characters that is present in the T has to be present in S as well, and the count of the characters that is present in T that has to be equal to the S. Then only we have we have to return true. If the characters or if the count of the characters is not equal, then we have to display false, right? Let's start by writing the code. So initially what we'll do, let's check if the length of the two strings are equal or different. So here the length of S and the length of the T has to be equal. If the length is not equal, then we are what we are doing, we are returning false, right? First I'll just come here. Let me give if s.len, if it is not equal to the length of the T, then just let's return false. This first thing. Next, let's create the empty object to count the frequency of the characters in string. Yes, frequency of the characters is nothing but how many times the character, the single character is present in the string, right? Here A is present 3 times and all other characters are present only once, right? For that one, to count the frequency of the characters, let's create the empty object. So I'll just come here let me give let map equals this one. Next, let's iterate over each character in the string yes. How can we do that? I'll just make use of for loop. Let me give let I equals 0, the length of the s, and let's increment the I. Next, let's get the current character from the string yes, nothing but here from this one. From this one, let's get the current character. How can we do that? I'll just make use of the variable name letter. Let me give s of I. Basically, we are getting the current character from the string yes. Next, if the character is not already in the map, then let's initialize its count to 1. So if it is not present in the map already, then the character is new and its count has to be 1, right? Let's initialize it to 1. How can we do that? I'll just make use of if of map letter. This one, I'll just give letter equals 1. Else, if the character is already in the map, then we have to just increment the value by 1. So here first time for A, we are initializing to 1. Here when it comes here, right, we have to increment the A by 1, right? For that one, what I'll do, I'll just come here, I'll just give map letter. How can we increment? I'll just give double plus. So this is fine. Then next, let's iterate over each character in the string t. So I'll just come here. Let's make use of the for loop. Increment the I. Let's get the current character from the string t. This is same as this one, right? What we have done here. So I'll just make use of the variable name letter and just give t of I. What we are doing, we are getting the current character from the string t. So next step, if the character is not in the map or its count is less than 1, so then we have to return false. See here, if A is present in yes and if A is not present in T, then it is definitely not an anagram, and in that case we are returning false, right? So here basically in the second example, let's take the second example. Here I mean T is present, but here in this one, in the T, the character T is not present, right? So in that case we'll be displaying the false. How can we do that? I'll just make use of the if condition. If map of letter, if it is undefined, what I can do? I can just return false. So if the character is not in the map or if its count is less than 1, then we are returning false over here. Next, if the character count is less than 1, then also we have to return false, right? For that also, I'll just make use of if and let me give letter. If it is less than 1, then let's return false. Then finally, let's decrement the count of the character in the map. How can we do that? I'll just come here. Let me give letter. Let's make use of the decrement operator, right? So this is fine. The final step is if all the characters match, right, and the characters are balanced. Basically here, let's take this one. Here, all the characters, when we are saying all the characters, anagram, here A is present thrice. Here also it should be present thrice. And all other characters is present once. And all other characters has to be present once in T as well. So, in that case, what we have to do? We have to return true, right? In simple terms, if all the characters match and the counts are balanced, even the count. So here, if A is present thrice, and here also it has to be, the A has to be present thrice itself. So in that case, if all the characters match and the counts are balanced, then let's return true. In my case, I just come here. Let me give return true. So this is fine. So let me hit the submit. Let's wait for some time. So yeah, this is working correctly, right? So the time complexity would be big of n. Why the time complexity is big of n? We are iterating over both string s and t. This one you can see here. This one here we are iterating over the string s. This one we are iterating over the string t exactly once, right? So we are iterating over both strings s and t exactly once. So this makes it linear in terms of the length of the strings. So the time complexity would be big of n. I'll just give here big of n, and the space complexity would be big of n as well. Why the space complexity is big of n? Basically, we are making use of map to store the frequency of characters in the string. Yes, basically, which is the worst case, that can be the length of the string itself. That is why the the space complexity here will be big of n. So yeah, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.